COVID-19 weather. Here is Chief Meteorologist Chase Jones.
Well, we're still dealing with a lot of this high pressure, and we're keeping our eye on those temperatures over the last 24 hours. Now, the time lapse really not showing a whole lot of difference from the sun just cooking us alive, but we made our way from those upper 90s all the way back down into those lower 70s, then a good run at those triple digits, and we're stopping just shy of 100 degrees. I don't think anybody's going to be upset about that. Now, temperatures across the entire Concho Valley still pushing it into those scorching levels. 98 in San Angelo, everybody else in a combination of mid to lower 90s across the entire area. But you see the shades of pink out there right now. 101 in Robert Lee, 95 down there in Junction. Some cooler spots off towards the east, so about 8 degrees across the entire Concho Valley. We'll see if we don't have a couple more to go, but I don't think so. With sunsets getting earlier and earlier, and the sun is just blasting in your eyes on the loop. Dew points are down there in those 50s across the board, while humidity indices are in those 20s and those 30s. As we continue to keep our eye on the moisture tracker, I can't really help it right now. I haven't seen Steven in about 2 weeks. He went on vacation for his birthday, then he was here for the weekend, then he's on his weekend. Now he's finally back, and I have the opportunity to talk his ear off about some of these dynamic upper level patterns because we're keeping our eye on the tropics. I couldn't help it, man. I had to shout you out real quick, keeping my eye on the cold front making its way across South Dakota while we keep our eye on the moisture across the entire Gulf Coast region. Now, he was down there near the Gulf Coast. He said it was absolutely beautiful, and some members of the storm team were out there in West Texas also talking about some of that hotter weather trying to make its way in. Now, upper level pattern is going to show you the low pressure is going to push down just enough where it's going to weaken the heat dome around the four corners by next week. Temperatures are going to be down there in those mid 90s, but we'll see how long we stay there as we close in on the first day of school. Water vapor imagery still showing us the high pressure going strong, really just keeping our eye around Missouri. But again, this is going to be the last weekend of the summer, so everybody please make it count. You know, the splash pads are going to be open now. Down at the surface, we're keeping our eye on the severe weather outlook. Finally, not South Dakota or nearly as intense, but again, the surface is showing us those red flag alerts with those high winds and those fire dangers as we continue to make our way into the last weekend of summer. Now, really don't need to zoom in on the state of Texas. I really want you guys to keep your eye on the Gulf Coast because that's really where everyone's attention is going to be at. Of course, we'll see low pressure make its way across the northern part of the nation. Some stronger storms. Expect to see some storm chasers in that area, maybe a shot or two of a good tornado. Off towards the southeast around Florida, they're going to continue to see rounds of flash flooding. Earlier this week, they saw record rainfall in Georgia. As we continue to make our way closer towards the weekend, it gets a little bit organized down the southern part of Florida, but we'll see as it closes in. Tonight, all the way back down into those lower 70s, but I'm still keeping my eye on those southerly winds. Then tomorrow, a good run at those triple digits. Is 101 too ambitious considering everything is stopping about 3 degrees shy? That includes overnight lows, but I'm okay getting it wrong because we're still below average. As we continue to close in on the last weekend of summer, still holding on to those below average temperatures, hopefully. But as we begin that second week of August, still going to see those lower 90s, while those overnight lows still in those lower 70s. Stay tuned. We'll have more after the break. We're watching KSAN News.